Hello everybody, Basilisk here, and I was asked to make a video on the new event, Fables of Grimforest, and I said yes, so here we are. This is the new event that they just came out with new event heroes. You have Red Hood, who is actually really good, pain in the butt in the event. Hansel and Gretel, Boss Wolf, who's going to be the new premier tank in the game, and Rumpelstiltskin, who is your new gambling hero, so to speak. His special is meh, in my opinion. I mean, it's good, but uncontrollable specials can, I don't know, sometimes work in your favor and sometimes not. But, you know, they're not bad. None of his specials are bad, but, I mean, he has a cure and he has a cure ailments. He has an attack buff with a defense debuff, which is, I guess, semi-fair, considering if you're using him as opposed to Bold Tusk, you'd know what you're getting. And he has a straight-up just attack, which is pretty good, 255% with a 156 over 3 turns. Not terrible. But I am not going after any of them in particular, or really at all for this event. Much like the other events, I usually let the event come out. I let everybody get them, spend their money, and see who's who and what's what. And at that point, when it comes back around again, that's when I'll shoot for somebody if I'm going to do it at all. And it's all a gamble. It's lottery. There's a lot of complaints right now. I mean, a lot of complaints on the forums and the chats. Some really disgruntled people out there talking about their hero pulls and all that. And I had 4 pulls. Yeah, I had 4 pulls saved up in gems, and then I dropped an additional $9 doing pulls, and I got no event heroes or hero of the month. So, kind of like lottery, you know, you buy a few scratchers, you invest a couple dollars, whatever you're comfortable with, and if you crap out, it's time to call it quits. So I'm good. You know, I gave it a shot, gave it a fair, you know, threw $10 in the hat, see if I won anything. I didn't. I'm not going to run to the forums and tell them I'm quitting or anything like that, because that's not my intentions. But that's what's happening. If you go on the forums, it's not hard to find. There's a lot of people that are upset. And it's a lottery. Do you rate the state that you live in if you go and buy a few scratchers and you don't win anything? I mean, and even if you did, would it serve any purpose? But anyways, enough about that. That's just a little FYI. This video is going to be based around the event. And not just this event, any event. I'm going to explain how I, in particular, go about the events. The completion rewards are what it's all about. I already did Legendary because I needed the warm cape for my lassie. And of course the trap tools and the orb were definitely nice. The epic hero token was another pull I got, gave me a gray mane. Once again, no hero of the month. They say that the tokens actually have a higher chance of getting hero of the month, or at least that's the speculation. But so far this month, I think that was my 5th or 6th token that I've used, and I have no Gravemaker, so it's all hoodoo, voodoo. There's a lot of superstition in this game, but you know, there's a lot of superstition in the lottery, so some people play their wedding date numbers or their kids' birthdays, and they think that's the magic number, and that's fine. Whatever floats your boat, whatever gets your sails afloat in there. But anyways, I already did Legendary for the mats. I don't have terrible scores. Going through it, not using any of my items, got me to 5,620th place. It sounds so horrible. But, yeah, I can easily go through and probably pull some of my scores up if I was interested in doing so. But, maybe. I don't know. It depends. But anyways, I am going to play a few rounds here in Epic. I will show you kind of sort of how I like to do it and set it all up. And first things first is I will show you. I like to come over to line. And where would one be? I think one would be in here. Okay. You can get these all over the place. And this is a monster chart, or I guess you would say an event chart, showing you what colors you're going to be up against and who the boss is going to be, so you can build your teams accordingly if you have that option. So what I like to do is get that sitting off on the side so that I can, so that I can take a peek at it like this and see what's coming up next. And then I'll set my team up accordingly. So we'll go ahead and do number 2. Number 2 is going to be red and purple monsters with red boss monsters. And Hansel is going to be our boss. So I will build my team around that in particular. Let's see. I got the 2 blues, takes care of the reds. Hansel's green, but I'm not allowed to use red, so we're just not going to worry about that. We'll go ahead in with this team, and we'll go through it, and we'll see what we end up with, and then we'll evaluate, and we'll try to adjust accordingly, and see if we can't pick that score up, and I'll show you kind of how you go about doing it. So, here we go. Okay, I will go through this kind of, not in a hurry, but, progressing along, and then I'll show you kind of sort of what you need to be looking for and how it kind of works for the scoring process. And we'll, like I said, make an adjustment or two to our lineup and see if we can't improve said score. As you can see, I am using 3-color team, which kind of limits me a little bit. There's a lot of trash gems on the board, but you go through it once or twice. Basically, if you're going to go and you're going to compete, you're going to have to play these levels multiple times to get the best scores that are out there. And it depends on getting it depends on getting good boards and having the heroes to get through these at a fast rate. Good combos and lots of items if you're going to actually compete. It takes a ton of items. So be prepared. It usually takes a fair amount of preparation to honestly compete in the events. I've done it a few times and still didn't come out ahead of the game or win, not first place anyway, or even in the top 100. I've made it into the top 300 and stuff like that. I've never gone crazy all out. I was going to for the Guardians event, which is what of course I thought this was going to be until they announced a new one, which I'm happy that they made a new event. Like I said, I normally let the event come out and do its thing, and then I'll come back after I see who's the best. In my opinion, as it stands now, Guardians is still the best event that they have with the best heroes. 3 out of 5 of them are Titan monsters, so that's usually where I'll invest my, hard-earned dollar is on the Guardians event, and it has paid off for me in the past because I have two of the three. I have Jackal and Falcon, and they really do make a difference when it comes to playing and getting high Titan scores, and that's kind of what I'm after these days. I'm happy with my raids as they stand, so I'm typically not too concerned with being the biggest raid guy in the world. I get into diamond sometimes and get knocked back down to platinum, and I've opened diamond and platinum chests and haven't seen an alarming difference between the two. Okay, so here's our score. New high score. It's the first time I went through the level. 33,474. And how it's going to grade you is you have enemies defeated. We get 8,910 points for that. And that score will not change. You can't add enemies to defeat, so that's just the baseline score for it. Hands down, nothing you can do about it. Then we have the time bonus. I got 7,912 time bonus, which that can be pulled up. The faster you get through these, the better time score you get, the higher score you'll get overall. Getting through them fast, you're looking to get under a minute, basically, is like winning scores. Match bonus. The match bonus is referring to your gem matches, your combos. The more diamonds you create, the more 4-packs you create with dragon bombs and stuff like that, the higher your match bonus will be. And then you have your health bonus. Your health bonus is just how healthy your heroes are. The more life you get, or more life you have, the higher score you get. If one of your heroes dies, of course it goes down significantly. And the continue penalty is if you use gems to continue. Not recommended. If you're in the very last stage of Legendary and you have like one hero or one enemy left that you're trying to beat and he gets you, maybe then I could see spending 75 gems on it just because. Other than that, I do not recommend spending your gems to complete them. You're definitely better off spending it on heroes, essential materials, stuff like that. To spend my lonely 75 gems just to finish one of these levels, you're already going to take a penalty for it. It's really not worth it. Wait the time, let your flags build back up, come back in, finish it the right way. Okay, so anyways, we're in Epic. That was number 2. I got a score of 33,474. So let's take another peek at the chart. Red, purple, red, green. Okay, so now I will switch her out for a Jackal, and maybe switch that out for Wukong. And now, because I'm going to improve my score, I went through it at a base just to see how I did with that current lineup, just to beat it. And now that I'm going back through it is when I want to worry about my items. I always take a little bit of health just because, if you only have one healer like me with Kirill and they come close to killing him, you better use something to save him or they'll kill everybody. Then you need axes and bombs. In this particular tier, you can't use the revive. Well, maybe you can use revive scrolls, but you can't use dragon attacks and tornadoes, stuff of that nature. And then I threw the bear banner in there just because. I mean, I have Kirill already, but some of you don't. The last slot is kind of optional, I suppose. You only use 3-star items, so if we were to look at it, okay, you can use revive scrolls. You could possibly take antidotes. If you go through it the first time and you notice that one of the bosses has a nasty side effect that they can inflict on you, you can look at first and see if it's curable. Most of them are. And you can take antidotes to kind of counteract it. You can take some mana pots, or arrows. Like if I wanted to activate my Wukong to try and rip through these pretty fast, I would take some mana with me. But the main two you're going to really count on a lot are going to be your bombs and your axes. And during this playthrough, I will show you how I like to do it. Normally, I count on the boards themselves to get me through the two mobs, and then I'll use those items on the boss to really speed things up. And we'll go ahead and run through it now, and I'll see if I can't pull that score up. And you would have to do this across the board for everybody. You always want to make diamonds. If you see an opportunity to make a diamond like that, you better do it, because that is what's going to increase your score for the combos. Okay? So we're just going to go through here and make the best combinations as we can here to try and get through this at a faster pace. The whole time thing going up there is a very important issue to deal with. Let's see. We'll go with the green. Just because. Hit you. Okay. Set off Wukong. We really don't have a whole lot going on here. This is a bad board. This is one that a lot of people in the advanced area would flee, actually, and come back for a better board. If it doesn't give you good combinations to start with, it can be the kind of end of a high score. We're already over a minute, so like I said, a lot of these guys would have fleed by now and just came back to try and improve that score otherwise. Yeah, there. Do that. But anyways, like I said, I'm trying to actually pull my score up a little bit, so we'll see what happens. We can either get it or not get it. And like I said, the gem combinations is a big factor in all this. So if you can make these diamonds, I highly recommend doing so, because if you don't, you won't get the good gem score. It doesn't matter if you're using gems that can actually do damage or not, because this is the key right here. We're going to go ahead and nail this guy with some bombs. We can go ahead and just probably hit him with this now and kill him. Okay, see how fast we got through the boss stage with just the bombs and like one axe. I had a diamond saved up. Okay, and you see the score came up. The match bonus went up. The health bonus is about the same. The time bonus could definitely be pulled up. Maybe I'll go through it one more time, and we'll see if we can't truly improve this score some. Alright, let's do this, which will lead to this. Good combinations. Like I said, it's about the speed. You want to get through these as fast as you can with the best combinations as possible, so that you can maximize your score. Hit you with that. We'll save and we'll try and heal. There we go. Good combos. Okay, so we'll hit you. Set this off. And we missed. That's your Wukong special for you. Okay, and now we blast some bombs out. And he's out of here. And that should have pulled up our time score, and maybe everything else. Okay, there you go. See, new high score. So we pulled up our match bonus. We pulled up our time bonus. The defeated enemies, of course, stays the same. And the health bonus, I probably should have set off Kirill before I killed him just to get that up. Things to keep in mind when you're going through and doing it. And like you saw right there, it can take you 4, 5, 6 attempts per level to pull these up. So basically, you need to pick a category that you're going to go into, rare, epic, or legendary, and focus on that. Don't try to focus on all 3 because you're going to spread yourself pretty thin with your items. And a lot of these guys, if you go in and look at the leaderboard, okay, 0. 0. Warlord, Crystal Palace, if I'm not mistaken. Crystal Assassins. Yes, he's Crystal Palace, but he's in one of their sister alliances. But yeah, these are all people who are very high level. They have very deep benches of maxed out heroes to pick from to maximize, the damage that they can inflict. And they're level 43, level 58, 60. Actually, he's up at 60 now. So is Steelers. And the fact of the matter is they have a ton of world energy flags, and they can farm like mad to make these items. As you can see up in the top left-hand corner of mine, I have 33 flags to work with, and I am level 35. So just imagine double that, almost, for 60. Let's see what we get. Ooh, nothing. Nothing good. And see, here you go. Legit worst 10 pull I ever had. All 3 stars in one column. Yeah, I have seen a lot of negative stuff coming out about this event poll in particular. And honestly, I'm not trying to complain, but I didn't have any luck either. I probably did 10 pulls. Not a 10 pull, but 10 single pulls. Like I said, I had 4 saved up for the event. I did those. Then I bought 9 of their little 99-cent gem deals, and did all them. And I had a epic hero token, which isn't an event. You can't use it on the event pools, but nonetheless, I didn't get a Grave Maker. I got a Gray Main. I didn't get a 4-star, 5-star, Hero of the Month, anything. It has been a very, very rough event pool. But anyways, I'm gonna kind of leave it at that for now. And if anybody has any other questions, let me know. I might go ahead and do a second one for the legendary. It'd be a little bit more involved because of your items that you can use. But like I said, I'm going to keep it kind of semi-brief and reasonable so that you don't spend all your time watching this. You actually spend your time working on the event. But if you need to get a hold of me and you're not in my alliance, you can comment on my YouTube videos and I will answer you. Or if you're looking to get in touch with me even faster, my line ID is Basilisk, like my name, 81. And I'd be happy to help, so don't be shy, just because you're like, oh wow, I don't know that guy. I help a lot of people. My line's already wide open, so don't be shy. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it. I will definitely get back to you and try to help you out any way I can. And best of luck to everybody with your event pools and your event in general, and I will see you guys next time.